that out today just in case someone happened to have that. So our form hasn't changed, which I think is a highlight from the beginning part, where we still are accepting our two different styles of requests. So we have that confirmed work request, which is actual live in the hand, need to get this done. And then we have our timeline estimate, which is you're working with your customer base, customers thinking you may or may not want to do something in the near future. If you happen to do that in the near future, can we give a rough idea of what we think it might look like for maybe a time to start or one potential location? And that's just a snapshot in time based on what we know today, and things are somewhat ever-changing and evolving, but we're still openly accepting both of these styles of requests coming into our team. I'd say that from a percentage basis, we're still in the mid to high 90s on the confirmed work tickets coming in, compared to timeline, which that's not right or wrong, it's just letting everyone know. So it's been great to see that. And then for those that do send in the timelines, again, we just give you a snapshot in time of what we see today. An additional side of support, when I was explaining that we have the supply chain team come in or have available to us to utilize for potential long lead parts on larger jobs, we also are working with our exchange partners just to see if there potentially could be alternate solutions for things that may or may not be able to be done in the original format we have it. And by no means is that an arbitrary situation where we've changed things on your behalf. It's really trying to provide a different level of support in certain circumstances where we can. So I know one of the questions on the form is, have you happened to explore Exchange or OR? I think we're about 50-50 for the yeses and the nos, and really it's just to give us a little bit of context so that maybe we can leverage other partners within the organization to provide maybe a little bit of clarity or context if and where applicable. Our contractual agreements, that's a new one that we've added here as well, that we look into just to make sure that we're supporting those customers in the way that we have them sign up and all the hard work you did to get them there. And then we're also jumping in with our scope changes mid-job after troubleshooting, like I was explaining on the previous slide, where before it was sort of we would land the work and wait till it was done. We're a lot more intimate now with certain repair jobs where needed, just to make sure that we can somewhat try and be ahead of things maybe changing. So our 16-hour troubleshooting job has just become a 400-hour rebuild job, and just trying to be able to have that on our sheets ahead of time so that we can somewhat execute on it as fast as possible.
Yes.
But the form, the link is the same, the flow is the same, a lot of the same questions. We've added a few, but I think one of the highlights here is that our relaunch 2.0 is not a new link and not a bunch of new weird things that anyone really has to fill out. We've just added a few more boxes to give clarity for everyone, but really wanted to highlight that it's still sort of the same touch and feel as we had before. Sorry. So we're talking about governance now, and what we're really working on a request by request basis. So really it gets down to, well, when should someone really submit something from a governance perspective? I think for clarity for this call, with the majority of our sales folks on it, we're just looking for adoption to send in work. Not really up to you to be able to understand the governance side of the equation, but really wanted to highlight here has to do with the whole long-term network strategy and really trying to build some velocity behind what we're doing. Even today, with the amount of work we have now, we're still strategically trying to be very selective in getting certain